What's up, everybody? It's Josh here, back with another Kansas City Chiefs related video, and today we're doing my final Kansas City Chiefs mock draft. The draft is tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the first round. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs do not have a first round pick. However, it does implicate things because there are some players that could potentially get taken in the first round that could be in my mock today that don't make it to the Chiefs pick. So this is going to be my final mock draft for tomorrow, and this is probably my best one yet, or at least I feel like it's my best one yet. So I put together a good one for you guys, and I'm going to host this and present this like an actual draft, and I'll take you to each pick and explain why that's the pick. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so if I could just get my draft music going, and then we'll get into it. There we go. That's a good way to kick it off. So with the 58th pick in the second round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Dyami Brown, wide receiver, North Carolina. I love the Dyami Brown pick for the Kansas City Chiefs for several reasons. So I know I've had the Chiefs taking Dyami Brown basically in every single one of my mocks since the start, but I just can't go away from picking him just because I picked him so many times. He's the perfect player for the Kansas City Chiefs, and if they wait beyond pick 58 to try and get him, I don't think he's going to last much longer than that. They could risk losing him, but he's just the perfect fit for this offense because he can slip right into that Sammy Watkins role, do a lot of the dirty work that Sammy Watkins left behind in blocking and fighting for those extra yards. Big physical wide receiver, and he also can thrive in a vertical offense like Kansas City's averaged 20 yards per reception the past 2 seasons at North Carolina. Dynamic pass catcher. He'll have to clean up his hands a little bit and add to his route tree like many receivers entering the NFL. But if he can just do that, he's the perfect X receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs would be mistaken not to get a talented receiver like Dyami to take advantage of the single coverage that he'll be seeing all day with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce also on that team. One of the best offensive lines in the league now with Orlando Brown in the fold. This could make the Chiefs offense one of the best offenses of all time if they just add a player like Dyami Brown. So I got them taking the best receiver available here at pick 58. Alright, so continuing with our mock draft. With the 63rd pick in the second round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Jamin Davis, linebacker, Kentucky. Linebacker Jamin Davis at pick 63 would be another fantastic pick for the Kansas City Chiefs. We all know the Chiefs need a linebacker. Brett Veach has said multiple times that the Chiefs want to upgrade the linebacker position, and Brett Veach says that the linebacker class isn't very deep, meaning that they could pick one sooner rather than later, so that's why I have them taking Jamin Davis, the Kentucky linebacker here. Jamin Davis is a monster athlete. He earned a 9.94 relative athletic score, which, if you don't know, is very good. It rates players' explosiveness and athleticism on a scale from 1 to 10. And Jamin Davis was one of the best athletes that they've graded in this draft class. He is a physical monster. He's got good size, about 6'4", 220 pounds. I know a lot of guys like Jabril Cox, but Jabril Cox is strictly a cover guy. He's the better cover guy than Jamin Davis, but Jamin Davis has more potential as an all-around linebacker, and he also has versatility where he can play at almost any linebacker position on the field, whereas I feel Jabril Cox isn't really someone that you could stick at middle linebacker. He's almost like having another defensive back. But I really like Jamin Davis. He can replace that Damian Wilson will linebacker role. He'll just need time to improve mentally processing the game, similar to current Chiefs linebacker Willie Gay. He has a lot of learning to do, but he is a very raw athlete. Alright, heading into the 4th round here with pick 144. Oh, wait, what's this? We got a trade. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs are trading back. They're going to be trading back with the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm told. They're giving the Cincinnati Bengals pick 144 and pick 207 in exchange for pick 149 and pick 190. So they move about 5 spots back, but they also upgrade their pick 207 to pick 190, a perfect move for Brett Veach, who says there's a big talent drop-off in the later rounds, so instead they can pick a better player later on in the draft. A perfect trade, and the Kansas City Chiefs will get their guy with pick 149 now here in just a couple seconds. With the 149th pick in the 4th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Trill Williams, cornerback, Syracuse. Alright, so I know a lot of people might not be a big fan of taking a defensive back this early, but I could not pass on Trill Williams out of Syracuse. Trill Williams was kind of playing in the shadow of Melifonwu, Obi's brother, who's also in this draft and went to Syracuse. He was the big defensive back prospect coming out of Syracuse this year, and a lot of people kind of forget about Trill Williams, but man, Trill Williams would be a tremendous pick because let me tell you, this guy is versatile. He's lined up at safety, he's lined up at slot corner, he's lined up at outside corner. He's got a lot of juice, he's got a lot of aggressiveness. Dude is very athletic, very fast. He could work on his technique and his anticipation of the throw in the NFL, but let me tell you, several times on film, this guy just came up with big play after big play to seal a game, or just when the team needed to create a turnover, he did exactly that, and that's someone I want in the Chiefs secondary, someone that can create turnovers and give the ball back to the offense. And again, Spagnuolo would love to have a defensive back that he can put anywhere on the field and feel comfortable with him, and that's why I like the Trill Williams pick. He was just too good to pass up at pick 149, so that is the pick. Alright, now entering the 5th round with the 175th pick in the 5th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Shaka Toney, edge, Penn State. Look, I get it. You probably wanted an edge sooner than this, and I did too, but that's not the way the board fell. And guess what? The Chiefs bought themselves a little time in addressing edge when they acquired Jarran Reed, because he'll help out the pass rush, and Chris Jones can play a little bit out on the edge as well. But for the Chiefs' next edge presence, I want someone that is a pass rush specialist, and that's exactly what Shaka Toney is. I don't see him ever being a great edge setter in the NFL, but if you talk about someone who can rush the passer, Shaka Toney is an explosive athlete that was sitting behind the Jason Oways and the Micah Parsons of the world. But man, this guy, he can just turn the corner like an animal, and like I said, he's just an explosive athlete, and the Chiefs showed that they want someone that can come in on 3rd down and just be a nice speed rusher that's a change of pace from a Frank Clark type of defensive end. They showed that when they tried to sign Melvin Ingram, because Melvin Ingram is kind of that way too. Just someone that can rush the passer. That's what I want the Chiefs to get. Someone that makes this D-line ferocious on 3rd down. When you got to line up Toney, Reed, Clark, Jones. I mean, Shaka Toney is just a fastball that you can throw at offenses. I love this pick in the later rounds. And like I said, I know people probably want an edge a little bit earlier before this, but I can live with Shaka Toney in the 5th round. Alright, with the 2nd pick in the 5th round here for the Chiefs. With the 181st pick in the 5th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Drew Dalman, center, Stanford. So there you have it. The Chiefs take a center with their 2nd, 5th round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft in Drew Dalman out of Stanford. And a couple reasons why Dalman would be available here in the 5th for the Chiefs to take him is, one, because he's a little bit undersized and could strengthen up a little bit in his lower half. I'm not quite sure his play strength is good enough to take on defensive linemen in the NFL quite yet. And secondly, he's only a center. I know Andy Reid likes guys that can play guard or center and are versatile, but Drew Dalman is strictly a center. And like I said, he's a little bit undersized, and he'll just need time to adjust in the NFL. But the Chiefs have a perfect situation because Joe Thuney can play center. They have Austin Blythe, who they signed to a 1-year deal. He's a stopgap sort of player. We see that in the way his contract is structured. Has a base salary under $1 million in 2021, only on that 1-year deal. So the plan would be Dalman could sit behind Blythe for a year, or whoever starts at center for that matter, and then hopefully the year after that, he would become the eventual starting center and be a solid one in the NFL and lock up the Chiefs' offensive line for the foreseeable future. Alright, down to the final pick in the 2021 NFL Draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. With the 190th pick in the 6th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Shakur Brown, cornerback, Michigan State. So, defensive back probably isn't the position that Kansas City Chiefs fans would want to double up on or expect to double up on in the NFL draft this year. However, you're not losing too much with the 6th round pick, and you also have to take into account the fact that Brett Veach seems to draft really well with late round defensive backs. So that's why I have the Chiefs selecting Shakur Brown out of Michigan State here, because he offers a lot of upside, but he also has a lot of question marks as well. So Shakur Brown is about 5'11", 190, about the size of K'Waun Williams, and kind of has similarities to K'Waun Williams, a cornerback that the Chiefs targeted this offseason. And again, another defensive back to add to this group that is actually got a lot of question marks already. Charvarius Ward, not sure how much I trust him, and I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be here beyond this year with his tender. DeAndre Baker, love the pickup. We have no idea where he is physically. There's just a lot of question marks, and I would like to add defensive back depth. We already did that with Trill Williams earlier, but why not grab another one in Shakur Brown? Because this guy is just really feisty. He's really aggressive, and like I said, there were some question marks around him too, and one of those is, is he legit? Because he only had 12 career college starts. However, last year in 2020, where Michigan State only played 7 games, he was actually one of the best cornerbacks in the nation, turnover-wise. He had 5 interceptions in 7 games and showed tremendous ball-hawking ability. But also, if you look back at his tape from prior seasons, he wasn't all that great, and a lot of mistakes all over his film. Sometimes he way overplayed the ball and gave up big plays. However, there was upside to work with here, and for me, in the 6th round, it's a gamble worth taking, and he could at very least be a special teams contributor as a rookie. So there it is. There is your last full Kansas City Chiefs 7th round mock draft before we head into tomorrow. So let me guys know in the comments what you thought of my draft, any picks you would do differently, and let's just get some debate going. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Make sure you like, share, subscribe so other Chiefs fans can find this. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. And make sure you check out my work on ShowMeFootball.com and ArrowheadAddict.com. That's all I got for today, guys. Peace.